Hi everybody, it's Quinn. Thanks so much for clicking that link to come and watch this video. If you haven't already, please remember to like and subscribe below. I really appreciate all of the views, the love, the support. This is the look we'll be doing today. It's a fun fall, kind of dark look. The colors, I got inspired by my t-shirts, and this entire makeup tutorial is an entire Colourpop tutorial, so I will only be using Colourpop products. And let's just get to it. I hope you enjoy. This is the primer I'm going to be using today. It's the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Primer. The palette is the new It's a Mood palette Colourpop came out with about a month ago. It's very fall, lots of neutrals, lots of jewel tones. Great if you're like me and just beginning and are looking to get your makeup collection started. The very first color I'm going to be using today is called Stay Close. And I'm taking a fluffy blending brush and then kicking off the excess there, just tapping it away. Swiping that over the entire lid, just really putting it on there, getting it on the top lid and the lower line as well. That next color is called It's a Rush, and I'm starting in the outer corner, working in a small circle, and then blending out the excess all the way back to the eyebrow, the tip of the eyebrow, and going back into the crease, dragging it along to make a nice smooth blend. That color is called Surrender. In the pan, it comes off as a green gold, but as you're going to see once I actually start applying it to the lid, especially over that orangey color, it really just makes the yellows in the shade pop, and it comes out looking just like an absolutely gorgeous mustard shimmer on the lid, which I love because of it perfectly matches my shirt, which was what I was going for. This next color is called Fascination. It's just a beautiful deep plum, if that's a thing. I'd say that's about how I describe it. And I'm taking that and working it along my lash line all the way out to that far part of the V, and then also using that on my lower lash line as well. So kind of like an eyeliner. I'm just lining the eye and extending a wing all the way out to the tip of my eyebrow. And this is where I start playing around with that outer V and taking any excess and swiping it right into that crease as well, but not taking it all the way across the way that we did with the It's a Rush. Cleanup time, just to keep everything looking crisp and nice as we go along, wiping away any fallout. So far, I'm liking it. That color is called Reunion. It's just a beautiful baby pink shimmer. Great for the inner corners, which is where I'm putting it to really brighten things up in that area. And I'll also be using that as my brow highlight. The angled brush that I'm using here, it works great for the corners. I don't recommend using it underneath your eyebrow like that. It takes a lot of time to get it to apply smooth and nice how we want. That is a pressed glitter in the palette called New Moon. Now, the pressed glitters are not eye safe, so when you're applying them onto your lid, it is so important to be very careful because that glitter is chunky, and I am just using my finger. I find using a finger helps to apply best, and you can be precise about where you want it. And I'm just lightly patting it on, tapping it into the center of that golden color just to add a bit of sparkle. That is the Wildcat liner. It's a similar color to the Surrender color in that palette, so I decided to just go ahead and use that on my waterline. Next, gotta get some eyelashes going here. I decided I didn't want to use my usual Glamnetic falsies because I wanted this to just be strictly a Colourpop tutorial, and honestly, I really loved showcasing the colors of the eyeshadow, and I didn't want to block that out with huge fake lashes, so the Act Natural mascara was my go-to. That's honestly my favorite mascara too. It is my day-to-day. So now it's time for the face. That is the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid foundation. Now, as you know, I normally don't post foundation. I've been practicing a lot more, and this one actually came out pretty good, you know, for a self-taught beginner. This method I recently watched someone else do. You take the pumps, put it on your hand, and then put dots all over your face and neck as well. And then from there, I went ahead and took a sponge. All those sponges are also from the Colourpop website, and I'm using the complexion sponge. It has a very, very flat edge, just to go ahead and blend that into my skin. As you can see, I'm not really rubbing it in or forcing it in. I am just patting it along to evenly disperse that foundation all over my skin. And it came out looking very nice, very natural. It looked like my skin, which is exactly what we want. Next, I'm taking the concealer. Still using the, actually I think that's my No Filter concealer by Colourpop. And I really do love this concealer, and I'm just going around and highlighting the areas that I want to highlight. So that forehead area, under the eyes, a streak down the nose, you know, my mustache, I should have waxed that, but I didn't. So we're just going to try to cover it with some concealer. If you have time to wax, just take that time, girl, take that time. And now I'm taking another blending sponge from that same pack. This one is called the Detail Sponge, and I'm just patting that in. And by highlighting that jaw area, it gives the look as if I contoured as well, because of you are seeing the natural darkness from my face and my foundation above it. So if you're not super comfortable with contour, you can use your highlights to contour as well. And now we're just going to go ahead and set all of that, because setting your face is important. You don't want your makeup creasing throughout the day. You don't want it wiping away. This helps with all of that so much. That's the translucent powder by Colourpop, and I've tried a few different powders, and I definitely like that one the best. So that's another go-to. Like, no matter what face products I'm using, I always go to that. And right there, I was trying to show you how very little you need. And it's always better to start with less, because you can always go back in for more, like how I did. That is a blush stick. I love that thing. It's fantastic. I'm using the color Roosevelt. It's pretty dark, and I am going to go ahead and try to contour with it. And it's a nice matte finish, darker blush. So I'm sucking in my cheek, and right very slightly above where that hollow is where I'm going to make my line. And then I'm also going to go ahead and darken up the edge of my forehead and a little on the tip of my nose. I don't really know how to do the nose, so I don't recommend copying me there. Right there, I'm gonna blend that in a lot more so it looks like a natural, oh, I can't talk, so it looks like a natural blush. When using sticks, blend up and away from where you put it on the cheek because you don't want to make your cheeks look like they're sinking. You want to always elevate them. Here I'm just pushing it down into my foundation and then pulling the foundation back up over it so that I have a nice blended line. Setting with the hyaluronic acid setting spray, that's another pretty fresh item. That is a highlighter stick, and that shade is Bullseye. That one was recently discontinued, unfortunately, but they definitely have a lot of other highlighter sticks that I'm sure you could find on their website that are similar. And I'm just placing that on the highest point of my cheek and a line, a little bit on my cupid's bow and a little bit on my chin. And again, just like with the blush, I'm just dragging my finger across to blend it in with my finger and smooth it out. And it's good to get around that edge as well. That way when the sunlight hits it, it's like a very natural looking spot because that's just where sunlight hits you naturally, and it's going to pick up that light and really just make your skin glow. Now that's that same Wildcat gel eyeliner that we had used before on that lower lash line, that waterline. I'm gonna go ahead and use that as a lip liner to continue the same color scheme that I've got going on my eyes into my lips. That's the fun thing about makeup. You can always try something in a different area, especially with like Colourpop's gel liners and their color sticks. You can really play around and use those in different spots. The next thing is a lippie stick that's in soft side. It's a nice deep brown. I'm just gonna go ahead and put that all over. I definitely could have gone a little bit thinner with that liner on my bottom lip, but overall I still really do like the look. Makes it a little darker, a little more vampy, great for fall time. That is a Luxe Gloss in the shade Orchid. It's a little bit orangey. I just wanted to add that on top to continue to match the color story that I have going on my lids. I am definitely feeling this look, and I hope you decided to try it yourself. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed watching the video as much as I enjoyed making it. Thank you so much for all of your support and your views. If you haven't already, please feel free to like and subscribe below. Remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and stay beautiful. Bye.